Hi, I'm Joni.
And I'm Kit. As always, we're the co-founders of Practically Perfect.
And today we're talking about one of our favorite topics, which is how to store Tupperware, these great food storage containers that take up an exceeding amount of space in the kitchen. So we want to share some of our basic tips and tricks with you.
So in the great lid debate, we land on the side of store your Tupperware with the lids on. And there's several reasons for that. One, when you're putting your Tupperware away, it just makes it easier to match up each container with the lid, to know that you've got the match right there and it's going back into the cabinet together.
That's right. And then when you're ready to use it again, the last thing you want to do is to be searching for a lid that goes with the bottom. So again, together, always together. We understand that this can pose some storage constraints for certain spaces, and we are going to talk about that in a second. But I also did just want to say what's great about these particular containers, which happen to be Pyrex, is that if you lose a lid over time, and with our system, it's far less likely.
I've yet to lose a lid.
You can replace just the lid. And so one thing we do recommend is investing in some good, high quality products that you can replace pieces of over time.
Yes.
We both have switched to glass in our homes, and so that's a good option. And if that's not right for you, whatever's practical for you. So these are great because they stack. So what we would recommend is to store these essentially
by size.
By size, just stacked up, size maybe by shape. And you would be able to stack just sort of as many as the height of your cabinet or drawer would allow you to do. And that would be our recommendation in the great debate. It's lids on for Practically Perfect. That said, if you have a much smaller space to store your Tupperware, then this is what we would recommend that you do. Because again, we want to hold ourselves accountable for making sure that you have matching sets. Tupperware is one of those things that I think most people can edit pretty ruthlessly. Most houses have some that just aren't needed or that no longer belong together.
Yeah.
So in this case, would you believe this is actually the bottom half of a Tupperware that has lost its lid. And so in a most practical, sustainable way, we're going to use this old bottom of a Tupperware to show you how to store the tops. So we're going to remove the lids.
I feel like I had the easy ones.
Kit is always just a little bit faster at me than everything, so this is very par for the course. So in this case, I've, again, by size and by shape, we could just nest the lids together. And so this could sit in your cabinet or sit inside of your drawer. And then we would just stack the Tupperware. And again, you can nest by shape and size. So if this works better for your space, this is another solution for you. To be fully realistic, this happens to be one set of Tupperware that all looks the same and is sort of similar in shape and size. And I just want to hang a lantern on the fact that sometimes there are much larger pieces of Tupperware, and sometimes there are much smaller pieces of Tupperware. Sometimes they aren't all glass. And I think what makes the most sense will depend upon your space.
Well, I think generally what we do when we're organizing a client's kitchen is we create zones. And so Tupperware would go in what we call the food storage zone.
That's right.
So we have our Tupperware, we have our Ziploc baggies, saran wrap, foil, just kind of finding a cabinet, upper or lower, or a drawer that is going to be able to meet the needs for this, all the stuff that you have.
Sure, and it could be a shelf in the pantry, and whatever the space is, just that is the zone for that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all of these Tupperware container type items if you don't use them all in the same way. Right, food storage versus lunch packing versus picnicking.
Yes.
Okay. So when we help clients edit their Tupperware, we generally do find a lot of mismatched pieces, and we really want to be thoughtful about the ways that we can reuse those. So one thing to think about is that the bottom pieces of those can generally be used as organizing vessels for anywhere in your home. So an item like this, whether it's glass or plastic, could be used as a drawer divider, organizer. You might be able to store pens in this in your office, or you might be able to put jewelry in it in your dresser.
The fridge is a good way to divide.
Absolutely.
Like your cheese and deli drawer.
That's right. You could put cheese sticks in here. You could put small condiment packets. I mean, really the possibilities are endless, but we do support taking the Tupperware pieces that don't have matching lids and using those throughout your house for organizing. So you're not spending money on more products.
Agree.
Yeah. We hope we've taught you a little something about food storage. Comment below, let us know if this content was helpful. Sort of have a fantasy of maybe a little time-lapse organizational overhaul on a Tupperware cabinet. If that's of interest, Let us know below.
And remember, if it's practical,
It's perfect.
thanks for joining. And remember.
I'm so glad we woke you back up. You were really out of it. Do you think people